Welcome in, everyone. My name is Jane. If you're new here, I was curious about what was going on in the ether, so I just wanted to bring you a message. And so I threw the astrology dice here, and it came out with the moon, Libra, and the sixth house. Now, the moon is about intuition. It's about, it could be something hidden. Now, it also could be something that's being hidden from you or some kind of secret, or it could be something that you're hiding from yourself, like it's something that's going on within you that you're not aware of. Now, the Libra, that is all about, like, that's the one that has the scale. So you could be somebody that's always like trying to balance everyone in your life. Libra is also about love and beauty and money, I believe, because it's ruled by Venus. So the sixth house, that also is about your health, your work, and your desires. So with Libra being about relationships too. So we're going to just get right into it. This is my deck that I created here. We're going to start with this. Okay, let's see here. Angels are with you. Okay. You could be getting some kind of, I'm getting this, you could be getting some kind of intuition, like your intuition could be telling you something, but I don't know if you're actually listening to it. I don't know if you're confused or you're not trusting it, maybe. Let me pull out this one here. Okay, Spirit, what else do you want them to know? They don't like it when they get pushed back. Want these ones? I have drawn a line in the sand with boundaries. Survivor mode puts you into fear state and low vibrations, but that was in reverse. Okay. Yeah, bottom here, beware of narc energy. Let's see here. Reaching new heights. Yeah, I think that maybe you're learning something here. Okay, let's see here. Is there anything else you want to go with this? They're asking me to cut the deck here. I answer only to the Most High. And focused on you is underneath. Let me mix this up a little bit again, and then I'll pull out another one. Yeah, I think you're somebody with like a lot of integrity, because like you've put some kind of boundaries down. You know, Leo. You know, Leo is like sun energy, and then you have the moon here, so it's like the opposite of... Okay. This person could be your opposition, like they're opposing you in some way. You're rising up, congrats. And Scorpio's under that. Okay, call upon Archangel Jophiel. Positive thinking removes trapped negativity. see here. This deck. Oh, this card's sticking here. Needing kindness and peace. Okay, so you could be needing some kindness and peace right now. Someone's trying to come towards you. That's why you have to have boundaries. You're not going crazy. You are connecting with the divine. Oh, I think that's what's going on here. Okay. I'm just going to do these here. Okay. Is there anything else here you want, Spirit? Good grief. It's too many cards. Okay. So there are... Okay, so survivor mode puts you in a fear state and low vibration. Okay, but you're not in like a survival mode, so let's see here. Let me put this here and this here. They don't like it when they get pushed back, and it's because you've put some kind of boundary down with whoever this is. Okay. But again, like it has something to do with this balancing. So you're trying to balance something here. Bringing bad luck. Maybe this is what's hidden. I walk alone with my shadow self. And look, you got rising up. Come out. Look, so you have your rising up. Congrats. And then you have rising up again. Just need a card here, Spirit. Stagnation is ending. Okay. Okay. So I definitely think that you've been going through some type of purging or something. But you're not in a survival mode, so that's good. I think it might be something that you're trying to figure out though, because there's something hidden from you here. Maybe you're thinking that it's bringing you bad luck. Let's see here. But this is all about your health, your work, and your desires, right? And about this is all about like your areas of life that you might feel different from each other. You know what I mean? So the people that you live with, you might feel really different from them. Okay. Or areas of your life seem very different. All right. We're going to find out here what's going on. So we have angels are with you. Okay. Material harvest is coming in. Yeah, when you're with, when you're spending time with your angels, see, this is where I believe that you're listening to your intuition because of the moon that came out. So, and then of course, when you're dealing with your shadow self, that's something that you have to do alone. That you can't do that with other people. Like this is something that you have to like turn inward and figure out. You know what I mean? Okay, so who is it that you've drawn a line in the sand? What is this? Or they don't like it when they get pushed back. Maybe they're not used to you having boundaries. Look at this, authority. Exactly. Yes. This is the emperor. This is where you've taken authority over your life. You know, number 4 is also about balance. This is where you're like listening to your intuition. You're doing what is best for you. Okay. So what is it over here with the bringing of bad luck? What is the bad luck? Maybe you think it's bringing you bad luck? Or someone's trying to bring you bad luck. Trapped in fear, low. But then it says right, but on this, I think somebody's trying to do some kind of, okay. While you're dealing with your shadow self, you might think that it's bringing bad luck. And it could be trapping you into a fear state. But really what's happening is you're actually rising up, because when you're in your shadow self, that's where you're doing all that internal purging, you know what I mean? Like you're viewing things. Look, and there's the truth right on the bottom. That's the truth. Okay, so what else do you want here? Okay, you're asking me to bring out a deck here, so let me just grab that. This is the soul's journey. Look on the bottom, trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. No joke. I was just talking about that, listening to your intuition, right? I'm going to take that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take that. Trust. Okay. Oh, geez, that was quick. What's this? Oh, failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Exactly. This is what you're going through with this trapped in fear thing here. You know, you might feel like you've had some kind of failure, but it's really, this is like when you're dealing with your shadow self, this is where, you know, you look at those failures and you see where you know that, you know, a mistake is where you're going to learn from that, right? You know, I think you're thinking that you're just getting all this bad luck, but it's forcing you to look at any of the failures that you had and to balance that energy, right? Because, you know, just because you've had failures and have made mistakes, it doesn't mean that you can't learn from them. And I mean, we're here to, I mean, this, you know, they call this like the earth, they call it the planet to learn, like the learning planet, right? So, you know, you come here, you make the mistakes and you learn from them. And this is where you rise up from it. You know what I mean? You're not going to be like stuck in this cage forever. But though, even when you're going through your shadow self, when you're going through that and looking at all these mistakes and you know, failures that you've gone through, it is to help elevate you into a higher. I have all these words, you know, it's just, it's to educate you, you know what I mean? Into realizing that there's a lot more mistakes you're going to make, a lot more failures, you know what I mean? But it's how you respond to them. It's how you react. Okay, so what do you want here for the denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. See, just like I was saying here, like with this, with the failure, you know, you can't deny your shadow. It, you know, I know you probably feel like, you know, it's all this bad luck is coming at you, and it, you know, it can put you into a fear state. But this is actually a good thing. If you're going through, like, you feel like it's all this bad luck is happening, this is just for you to work through that. You know what I mean? And I notice they have 4 here, and then they have the 8. So it's like the, you know, the balancing again. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what do you have for material harvest here? Imagination and health. Yeah, and this is what it's all been about. It's because the 6th house is about your health. So this can be like your mental health and your physical health. So that they play a lot of roles, you know what I mean? Like your physical and your mental health have a lot to do with your well-being. So if you have like a poor diet, that's going to affect your mental health. So the health is, I will honor my physical vessel and enshrines my soul. That enshrines my soul. Yeah. In imagination, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And, you know, like this is, you know, they're talking both about your physical and your, well, they're talking about all three. They're talking about your physical, your mind, body, and soul, basically. So while you're in this, going through the shadow self and this being, you know, you allowing this fear is really going to mess you up. It's going to mess you up every which way from Sunday. And that's something that you're not going to want to allow yourself to linger too far in this. Like, you know, when you're going through your shadow self and you're looking at like all the failures that you've had, and, you know, dealing with the denial, acknowledging that fear, acknowledging where you've gone wrong, putting awareness, having insight on it, you learn from that, right? So, and once you acknowledge it, it's the beginning of the healing of that. You know, and it's, you know, like this card here is saying basically is about where, you know, you're acknowledging that, like you're owning your fear, right? You know, it might have immobilized or trapped you in some way. But oh, my cat is like crying outside. Oh, hold on. I gotta go get him. Be right back. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. So this card here is where you really have to be careful to not allow yourself like to fight through, like not to allow yourself to get stuck in it, basically, right? So, you know, like I think you feel like you're getting a lot of bad karma, but I don't believe that this is really what's going on. I believe what's going on is this is where you're turning inward and you're looking within to see your failures, to see where you've made mistakes. But this is your opportunity to learn from them. This is where you can like go within and just be like, okay, this happened, and, you know, I just need to, you know, make sure that this never happens again. Like, you know, putting some boundaries down, you know. But also where they have the authority card here, this tells me that I think maybe you need to, you know, well, first off, not to get trapped in the fear that this is bringing you bad luck, because when you think in this way, it creates the bad luck. You know what I mean? Like it brings more of it towards you. So I think what you need to start doing is, oh my goodness, the cat again. Hold on. Yes, come on in. Don't start causing trouble though. Okay, go lay down. Go lay down. Okay, sorry again. See how I keep getting those distractions? So I think that's what you need to do. I think you need to find something that is going to draw your mind away from it. Like, accept that you've had disappointments and mistakes, yes, but taking control and seeking somebody that can help either, you know, give you some kind of insight, or someone that you can trust. Like, it has to be somebody you can trust, right? And maybe at some point you were not listening to your inner voice, because your inner voice, like, we all have that intuition. We all do. It's just whether you choose to listen to it or not. So I believe that if you linger too long in your shadow, and your shadow is where, all that negative stuff about yourself that nobody really wants to face it. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, it's something that, like, we all have good aspects of ourselves and negative aspects. We all have that, the balance, exactly, Spirit, with the Libra. That's why they brought up the Libra sign. It's to balance that energy. It's to know, okay, well, I do have good things about me. I do have, like, I am a loving person, or I am, this or that. And then, yes, but then when I'm angry, I can be these things too. Okay? And it's to accept these things about yourself, and then to learn to balance it, like I said in the very beginning. So this is all these hidden aspects of yourself that maybe you did never like to look at. But when you start looking at them, you can't allow yourself, it's not wise to allow yourself to stay immersed in it, because then you get trapped there. And once you get trapped in it, and this fear starts feeding into it, it becomes like a very low vibrational energy, because it does have low vibration here. Now, I think this is what they're trying to explain to you, that when you're in this kind of energy, you just accept, okay, I failed at this part of my life, or I made this mistake at this part of my life, but now I'm going to just, I'm going to learn to never do this again, or, this is the heartache that it has caused. And then you're going to move yourself more into, okay, I just need to put boundaries down. I need to start listening to my inner voice. And you're going to get, people are going to push back against that, because they're not going to see you that way. Like, they're going to see you how they've always seen you before. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to see you in a way of where they can manipulate you or twist your reality in some way. Having some gratitude, like, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So having, that kind of, like, be grateful that you've learned this lesson, because it's better that you learn the lesson now than, 5 years from now. You know what I mean? So, you can't beat yourself up too much either. Like, you have to be prepared to go into that darkness, review it, like, acknowledge the fear, basically, and replace it with insight of awareness. Exactly. And like I said, once you face it and you say, okay, I haven't wanted to look at myself in this way. I haven't wanted to do this. But nobody does. Nobody wants to look at themselves as like a negative person or a bad person, or, but I don't think you're either of those. I don't think anybody is like either bad or negative for the most part. I think most people, wake up every day just wanting to be happy and fulfilled and be able to like use their imagination and live in joy. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody really wants to wake up every day and go, oh yeah, I just want to go, like, you know, I don't know, do something terrible to somebody. You know what I mean? But sometimes that just happens. I mean, sometimes you do things out of fear too, right? So acknowledging that stuff will really be a benefit. Okay, so let's see here. But you can call in, like if you get stuck in this for like a day or two, you need to then like say, okay, oh, why am I stuck in this? This isn't what I should be doing. And like, yes, acknowledge it and stuff like that, but don't linger there, like I said. So when you find yourself lingering there, be the authority of your life, because you have full control over everything in your life. You have control over your own autonomy. You have control over your own mind. And you can call in your angels to help you pull you out, because, they're bringing up the health in your imagination here. So this is something you need to take control. Yeah. So they have like these two cards flipped over here. So we have this one, light up your life by honoring your deepest desires. Okay. So it has like, have some passion. And then this one, if you focus on what you don't want, there's a good chance you might get it. Focus on what you do want instead. Like I was saying, like you keep thinking like, oh, I have all this bad luck and, but like I said, the more you think about this bad luck, the more you're going to draw towards you, right? So yeah, my absolute yes list. Okay. You have to let go of like whatever you're purging through here. It really is going to help you rise into a more abundant life. Yes, because you have the material harvest. Like once you purge all of this and, trust yourself and, put boundaries down, and boundaries for yourself too, not just for others, but for yourself. Oh, I noticed that they brought in a cat in here too. Mm-hmm. Staying off electronics, I see the electronics here too, like really, taking off these rose colored glasses. Yeah. Staying off the electronics too, because there's a lot of negativity that comes through electronics that a lot of people don't realize. Okay. So let's see here. They're asking me to bring out another deck here for you here. Look, and on the bottom is boundaries. No joke. You have set clear boundaries in your relationships, protecting your emotional space and fostering healthy interactions. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. And that's a second deck that I pulled down, and the card was right on the bottom. Okay, so what do you want over here for this material harvest, Spirit? Decision making. You may feel indecisive or anxious about making the right career choices, leading to delays or missed opportunities. Okay, that's the material harvest here. Okay. Is there anything else to go here? Security is in reverse. You may feel uncertain about your safety and security, and external events may be shaking your foundation. Okay, so what do you want over here? Whoa. Well, success. Career success is within reach. Your hard work and dedication are being rewarded, and significant progress is being made. So though you might feel like you're not getting anywhere and you have all this bad luck, and because they have success here, they have like the stagnation that you're going through, but under here, it has like you're rising up. So though you might, and there's my dog groaning, so she's, confirming. Hold on a moment. Nuke, come. You can take it. You coming up? Oh my goodness. Interruptions a lot in this one. Here, are you coming up? Nuke. Girl. Okay. You see how many interruptions are going on here? So this is where, like, I think they want you, like, to interrupt that thought process that you have going on. Like, don't allow yourself to linger in this. It keeps coming back. Don't allow yourself to linger, right? Look at that on the bottom is coexistence. You have balanced independence and connection in your relationship with mutual respect and support, fostering growth together. This is with your angels. They're going to help you if you invite them in, but you have to invite them in. You can't allow yourself to stick in this, here's intimate relationships again. Your intimate relationships are deepening, creating strong emotional connections that provide security and fulfillment. This is with, I don't believe this is in the material world. I believe this is in, with the divine. See responsibilities even in reverse here. You may feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities you have taken on or are losing sight of your own needs while fulfilling others' expectations. See, this is where they keep flipping me, because I notice that they have me here and then they have me come over here and then they have me here and then they have me come over here. So, making decisions when you're in this type of energy is a very terrible idea. See, goals. You have a clear vision of your goals and are steadily moving forward with motivation and confidence. See, this is where they're talking about, it's important for you to when you get into this energy, and once you recognize, like, oh yeah, I've been feeling really crappy, I'm like this has been like lingering on too long, feel when you're starting to feel really overwhelmed, you need to take a deep breath and step back for a moment and say, okay, what's going on here? And then you call in your angels and say, you know my guides, my angels, my spirit team, I really need your help. Can you bring me some clarity, which is truth, basically? Can you help pull me out of this energy? I heard, instead of like going into a deep depression, just cry it out and then pull yourself out of it, basically. They keep showing me this deck here. What's the vibe? Okay. Okay, what does this person need here? Okay, so you could have been dealing with somebody that that's been abusing, conniving, and that's unpredictable. If you're dealing with somebody like this can put you rapidly into a negative energy, because what they can do is they can create triggers, and these triggers is what's putting you into your shadow self, and making you think about all this bad luck. It's bringing in all this bad luck for yourself, right? And then every time you're triggered, you go into where you've made your mistakes and all that stuff, and you need to forgive yourself for that. Like, learn from it and just forgive yourself. Look, and the word boundaries came up again, but this is in reverse. I don't think you're putting any boundaries down with this individual here, because where it's in reverse, disrespect, enough is enough, defend yourself. Yeah, I don't think you're okay. So this is what it is. You need to be putting some kind of drawing the line in the sand, you know what I mean? Which is funny, because see how she's drawing a line in the sand? And look at this. I've drawn a line in the sand, boundaries. This is what they're saying, like, you need to put these boundaries down with this individual. So this is what's causing a lot of your issues here. This conniving, abusive, and unpredictable person, they See, a psychopath, they know. They know what is your triggers because that's what they do. They learn all this stuff about you and they are able to easily trigger you. Okay? So this is in reverse too, daydreaming, head in the clouds, delusion, and hopes and dreams. And you have your imagination here, but I think that you're not in any kind of daydreaming. I don't think you're daydreaming about this person. I think you know what this person is, but see, this person can create these, they can create these in you, and they enjoy doing that, right? So you have to call in your angels to, so you have to do the opposite, basically, I think, because here it's like bringing in bad luck, and here it's like, your harvest, right? Drawn in your heart. I think you're just having an epiphany. You're having some kind of self-reflection, answer questions, on-tap talents. You need to take a good look at what this person is doing and realize that it's a manipulation, because they're showing here like you need to put boundaries down. This is really important for you. And on the bottom, I try to pick up the deck, the card Thrills. This person, continuous cycles, bad decisions, and addictions. They want you to have bad luck. They want you to make bad decisions. They feed off of it. Yeah, it's time. See the time cards here. Procrastinating, too busy, delay. Yeah, don't delay this anymore. Is there anything else here? So that's what's going on. You need to be prepared to deal with this energy. I don't know who this is with you or for you. Okay, because, maybe one time you thought they were a soulmate, but they're definitely not. They're in the reverse. It's wishful thinking. Second chance, deja vu, nostalgia. This person is definitely not your soulmate. I think it was just your wishful thinking, and I notice it's coming up your imagination, your daydreaming. I think this is, you have second chance, though. And it's not with this person. Look, and then there's nurturing here, and it was in reverse, too. So they're bringing up about the not taking care of yourself. And, and I was saying to you, like, to find somebody that you can talk to or that you can trust, right? So here's, like, mentorship, wisdom, and giving back. But that was in reverse. You really need to find somebody that you can speak to that can help you sort out these things, create some kind of plan. Because I noticed that they even brought up about, make a list here, your absolute list. Like, what is it on this list that you absolutely have to do? First thing is put boundaries down with this person. Like, either eliminate conversations with them or have it so that it's, like, as soon as they trigger you, you just walk away from them. You allow the trigger to happen. Oh, look, my card just flew off here. Planning. Look, the card flew off, and then here we got planning underneath. You have a clear career plan and are making steady progress towards your goals. Each step is carefully thought out. And this is what I'm saying here. Make an absolute list. You need to plan. You need to look at, she's writing a list too. Look at that. So you have a list, and then they're telling you to plan. Okay, so, this person could be really messing with your psyche so that you feel like you're not capable of achieving something. This person's terrible. Okay, they want me to bring out, what is it? Hold on, they want me to grab another deck. Let me grab this up here for you. Let's see what they, there's something in here. They want me to read to you. It's a new deck, so I haven't used it before. Well, I have, but not very often. Just, I don't know, a couple times maybe. Okay, let me see here. There's something in here. Oh, look at this. I just happen to notice this card that's underneath. Oh, look, indecisions is underneath that. Look, and it says transparency. So, you know, see this person wearing a mask here? That's this person here. And it says a lack of transparency is leading to distrust and miscommunication. More honesty and openness are needed to restore balance. And here we are talking about the balance yet again. This person here, they're very sneaky, conniving, and untrustworthy. So here we have decisions. You are at a critical decision point in your life. Make a clear and confident choice will lead to positive outcomes. This is this planning. You have something that you really, like this person's in competition with you. They don't want you to succeed, whoever this is. It's terrible. Okay, let's see here. There's a... Alright, Spirit, what card is it that you want for this person to know? Okay, they're going to have me split it here. Ooh, guess that's it. This one. Villain. No joke. You can always rewrite the story. And then on the, I just split it on sundress. I don't know if that was underneath this one or not. Do it for you. Do it for you. Wow. They want me to read this. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, right to it. Villain. You can always rewrite the story. A hard truth to swallow. Sometimes our villains win. However, that doesn't mean you should give up or lose all hope. It just means that it's time to rewrite the story and keep going. It can be incredibly freeing and empowering to reclaim yourself after a personal tragedy. Yeah, whoever this person is, they are not on your side. And you see that full moon there? And when I did the dice, it came out with moon. This person is hiding who they truly are. See this mask here? But they're really a psychopath. Crazy. Okay, so this one, do it for you. When it comes to healing and recovery, and you notice how I just automatically just put it over here and they're talking about your health and all that? So when it comes to healing and recovery, make sure you're doing it for yourself, not for someone else. Becoming too dependent on other people will only end in disappointment. People leave, friends drift, family members become estranged. Your reason needs to be bigger than them. And believe it or not, you are important enough to be that reason. Yeah, I mean, don't allow this energy to manipulate you. You need to really... I have like dizzy spells here. I think you really need to be careful with your health. You could even be suffering from dizzy spells. Look, and third house came out again. This is about communication. Is there something else you want here? Look at this. The waxing crescent moon. Looking on the bottom, Psyche. This is all about your psyche here. Let's see here. There's something here they want me to read. Let me find the book. Here we go. Okay, so the third house is all about communication. Okay, so this is, this card here is, sometimes it can feel as though the universe is conspiring against us. Cars break down. We send the wrong emails to our boss. We have disagreements with our loved ones. But rest assured that the delays and daily setbacks you are facing are only temporary. These things can be solved easily with a good mechanic or swallowing your pride or apologizing. So you think you're having all this bad luck. Too often we believe that speaking our mind is the most important part of communicating, but there is another piece of the puzzle: listening. Take some time to listen to what people you love have to say right now. You may get more out of it than you realize. However, I think you're listening to this kind of energy here, which, this villain. Okay. So the waxing crescent moon here. Let's see. Oh, waxing crescent moon. The moon is beginning to show herself. And beneath the surface, the roots of the seeds you planted are beginning to weave and strengthen in the soil. Growth can be broken into two parts: obstacles, which are negative patterns from the past, and actions, which are changes made to achieve alignment. Just like what was going over here, what we were talking about. What this means is that focusing your energy toward what you want to accomplish is a form of self-care. So I'm going to read that one more time, okay? So growth can be broken into two parts: obstacles, which are negative patterns from the past, and actions, which are changes made to achieve alignment. What this means is that focusing your energy toward what you want to accomplish is a form of self-care. Just resist the urge to overwater your garden, as you don't want to end up with root rot. And this is, I think, what's going on. And that's why, like, the Psyche, right? Okay, so if you just focus and make a list, do some planning, and stick to it. Put some boundaries down with this energy and just stay focused on you. There's going to be days, you're going to have those days where the past is going to come back. It's going to haunt you a little bit. But, just have the foresight now to say, okay, I accept this. I understand where I made my mistakes. Ask your angels to come, help bring you the healing that you need, and pull yourself back out of it. And then go back to your list and go, okay, this is my list. This is my focus. This is what I need to do. Okay. And you notice, look at this moon. It's the exact is what's in this waxing crescent moon. You see that? See this moon? That's actually a waxing crescent moon. Just like what came out here. So they want me to read this Psyche card to you, and then I'm going to close the reading. I don't even know where to find this card here. I've never seen this card before. Let's see here. Page 92. Psyche. This is actually called the Goddess. Roses, poetry, wildflowers, and butterflies. Okay, so in a reading, Psyche points to others, people's expectations of us, who we are, and how we should behave in suddenly a topic of conversation. The empathetic side of you might be internalizing this, but like the adage says, other people's opinions is none of your business. This person here, this energy is messing with you. They're projecting onto you. Okay. Your intuition is very heightened right now. It's as though you can feel the emotions of everyone around you. And you have the gift of sensitivity, and this allows you to turn even the worst feelings into beauty and positivity. Lead by example and show that kindness goes further than spite. Oh, that's what's going on. That's what's been, that's what it is. Your intuition is heightened. That's why it's saying here, that's why it was saying that, this reading is going to really help you out. That's why they were saying here that you're rising up, because it brought it out twice. That's why. Because if your intuition is heightened, you're going to absorb other people's emotions, and this person would have more of an impact in your psyche. Wow. But this person's really a villain, so you need to really be careful about that. And with that, I'm going to close the reading, and I hope this finds you well. I hope this has been really helpful to you, and it'll help explain maybe what's been going on, and it'll help pull you out of it more. And you got to remember this too, because this is something that is going to plague you for a while to come, because when you're having a more heightened energies and stuff going on around you, it can put you back into this. So you have to really be aware of it. And with that, I'm going to close the reading. So I'm sending you all my love and light, and have a good day. Bye, everyone.